this type of problem here, if we read it, it says in an Alberta school there are 65 grade 12 students. Of these students, 23 play volleyball and 26 play basketball. There are 31 students who don't play either sport. The following Venn diagram represents the sets of students. Now, these kind of problems are probably like the biggest part of this unit. Like there's going to be a lot of them. We're going to see, they're all kind of the same when there's only two sections. Like here's just basketball or volleyball. Eventually we'll see ones with three, like if we added soccer in as well. But for now, just two. They're probably like, the biggest part of the unit. They're not that hard. They all kind of work the same. They switch up a little bit like what information they give you, but they all kind of work the same way. And it's just a matter of getting really comfortable working with these Venn diagrams and working with the numbers. So this is the first one we're going to do. We're going to kind of try to work through together a little bit. So if I'm looking at this, there's 4 different spots I can put numbers. I just want to be clear about that. There's 4 spots I can put numbers. I can put numbers out in the gray, S. If I put a number out there in the gray, what would that number represent? Those who don't play sports. Okay, or at least not these two sports. Okay. Then if I put a number here in just this blue area, what would that represent? The people who play volleyball only. That's important. It's like the only part. So these people here only play volleyball. Okay, these people over here in the pink or red or whatever color that is only play basketball. Okay, the ones in the middle play both. Okay, the ones in the middle play both. So there's 4 numbers. You have an option there. You can you play neither, you play just volleyball, you play just basketball, or you play both. Okay, now if we add up some of these numbers here, like, okay, there's one number I can put in right away. I can put the number out in the gray right away. How? Because we talked about it. The number out in the gray is the ones who don't play basketball or volleyball. So how many of those are there? 31. So I can put 31 out here right away. Okay, 31 don't play either sport. They're not playing either of these games. So if I'm thinking about that, okay, so there's 31 who don't play either sport. How many other students are there left in grade 12? There are 34 other students. Feel free to jump in when you know it, okay? So if there's 31 who play neither, there's 34 who play at least one or the other, or perhaps both. So what that means, that number is really important. That 34 number is really important. If we say, okay, well, we know that 65, then the way he got it, just in case someone thinks that Jonathan's just like a genius here, he is, but we have here, the way he got it is he did 65 minus 31 is 34. That number is extremely important because that number is what these 3 numbers have to add up to. Okay? That's because all the numbers together have to make 65. Okay, does that make sense? Is everyone with me? So those 3 numbers, the blue, the middle area, and the red, have to add up to 34. Now, if I look at this, 23 play volleyball and 26 play basketball. If I do a little bit of quick math on that, that's 49. That's more than 34. Okay? So how come when I add up the volleyball and the basketball, the numbers it gives me in the problem, how come it's more than 34?
Because they're both.
Because some of them are both. Okay? So if I do that, if I'm like, okay, 23 and 26, that makes 49, which is too many. That's too many. That means some of them play both. How do I figure out how many play both? Or does anyone know how many play both? Anyone thinks they know the number of people who play both? Has to do with those 2 numbers. It is 15. Chrissy's a genius. Okay? It's 15. There's 15 people who play both. There's 15 extra students that are kind of unaccounted for here, right? Like, it's like we wanted 34, there's 49. We're asking ourselves, how many extra are there? Okay, there's 15 too many. So if there's 15 too many, that 15 goes right here in the middle. Okay, that's what goes in the middle, is how many extra there are. Okay, now on the sides, in just the blue or just the red, this is the part where people kind of screw up a lot of the time. Because what I end up with the students, they're like, well, 23 play volleyball, so there's a 23 right here. Okay, that's not right. The reason that's not right is because 23 is the whole volleyball circle. So this entire blue circle should make 23. So this number can't be 23, because this number is already 15. What should go where I just wrote 23? 8. Okay, so it's 8, because 8 and 15 together is 23. Okay, that's how you do this. Okay, you have to use some logic there. Okay, so when you're reading this, you have to read things carefully. If it says 23 people play volleyball, that doesn't mean 23 people are only in volleyball. It means 23 people play volleyball, and that includes some people who play basketball. Okay, then how many people are going to be just playing basketball? That's all they do is play basketball. 11. And if I check this, if I look at these numbers and add them up together, what would they all add up to? 65. So that's how you can tell if you did it right. Now, if it's percentages in the problem, like if they're giving you percents of things, like this percentage of students do this percentage of students do that, then you're going to be just making sure it adds up to 100. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, so here we have some really pretty basic stuff. I'm going to have you practice a little bit of this. I know it's just one problem, but they're all pretty much exactly like this. Some of you are probably going to have a little bit of trouble at first doing this, but they're all exactly like this. I'll talk it through with you. I'm probably going to have to go make some photocopies.